kind of looks like Michael Jackson.
It's kind of the aesthetic.
No,
of,
she kind of looks like Nico Robin.
The Notebook is cool though, of like all the drawings and things.
It's like Ned's declassified school survival guide.
Whoa.
That was too fast. No. Hello and welcome to another episode of Volume 1, the anime and manga podcast where we highlight and discuss a new series each week. But today we're back with more One Piece, which means that my name is Josh Frankie Michaels. And today I am joined by
Mehgan Ramen King Perrine.
And Nolan D. Rocketman.
I like it. Frankie likey. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of a series that we are calling Done Piece. Today we will be discussing the finale of the Water 7 arc. That is chapters 349 through 374. An end to an amazing arc. And before we go through it beat by beat, I want to talk about our feelings on the arc as a whole now that we finished it. So we'll start with Mehgan. How did you feel about this arc?
I mean, it was like the first time we ever saw a conflict within the Straw Hats. Like, you see Sanji and Zoro fight all the time, like, playfully, but never like, oh, there's going to be a member that's not going to be a part of the Straw Hats anymore. Two members that will not be a part of the Straw Hats anymore.
Turmoil
within the group, turmoil within the team. And it was just heartbreaking to see. And, like, the reveal of, like, what actually was going on with the Mary and what Usopp actually saw was, like, really cool to see and like have it understood now. And you know, Frankie just gearing up to be a part of the gang. It was just so much fun to see it all.
And that's the crazy thing about it, dude. It's like every arc, you know, aspects of it at times might feel formulaic, but arcs as a whole, I think, are so different from each other arc that comes before it. Like this one ended on a cliffhanger that made me, it was so hard to stop reading. It made me want to keep going and going and going. I mean, you know, we talked about in the last episode how this felt like a James Bond kind of arc. And then just to finally get Frankie's backstory and see that even though he does and will inevitably become a member of the Straw Hats, that it's not that easy. Like Oda doesn't just introduce you to a character. He introduces you to them in like the weirdest kind of way, in a way that makes you wonder if they're going to be a part of the Straw Hats or not. And then it's never as easy as it seems. It's not just like, hey, you're a shipwright. We need a shipwright. Join the crew. It's like, no, you're going to have to go through volumes of story with these characters and conflict with these characters and ups and downs before any of that even happens. And even at the end of this arc, it still hasn't happened yet, which is crazy and awesome. Nolan, how do you feel now that you can talk more freely and openly about the end of it?
Yeah, just what you were talking about in every arc kind of has a formulaic structure, but at the same time, there's something really new that's you can tell is going to be added on that will make the series even better as a whole going forward.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the James Bond like structure, and like this is even more so that they're on a train fighting, like on the roof and like around it, like literally. And I think this is really dope the way that Oda just decides to theme it and then have the story kind of just naturally progress from his ideas and the characters, because ultimately this is a very character-driven story. Even though there's like a lot of different groups that you're introduced to and ideas you're introduced to, at the forefront is getting back Robin. For the main characters, they don't care about the ancient. They don't care about any of that shit. They just want to get Robin. Yeah, they just want to get Robin back. They don't care. And I think that's makes for great storytelling. And like you said, it's just like all the moving parts. And how Oda tells a story and how he like portrays action too. You know, there's so many, I think, movies or pieces of media or mediums that have like done train fights, and it's this like sort of natural progression as you get closer to the front of the car. But they really like play that up.
And that's an aspect of this too. But at the same time, like you see the Straw Hats and Sanji and Usopp, or maybe not Usopp, using like their strategy and fighting smarter, not harder, and just like Oda's way around that and saying like, I'm going to set this thing up so that you think it's going to be, you know, this sort of like enemy after enemy, but they actually kind of like figure a way around all of that out. And it's just really cool because as a reader, like it's surprising to me. And I don't know, like Frankie or Cuddy Flam's whole backstory and everything. I mean, it really, this is what I love about, what he does, Oda does, and he always does it, is that, there's always a bigger message behind everything. And it does feel like with this like Frankie backstory that it is the message is that, it's not about like who makes weapons, whether they be, if you want to apply that to our world, it's not about who makes, nuclear bombs or guns or anything, even though like, they are in a way, nuclear bombs are like the ancient weapons and shouldn't be in the hands of anybody really. But especially maybe with more so like with guns and stuff, it's not about like who makes them, but it's not that the guns are evil. It's that the people using them are evil and just like, or can, use them in evil ways. And it's just like to see him kind of spin that and tell that and give you that lesson in this setting is so fun and so awesome. And I don't know, like I can't imagine the way that and I'm gonna probably say this wrong, but is it Ennis Lobby? Ennis Lobby.
Yeah, Ennis Lobby. For a long time, like I was trying to find the origin of the name, and I guess it just comes from like this might be rough. Like I don't know if there's like an official, like I'm not an encyclopedia. Like I'm sorry, like I'm not entirely sure about everything, but I'm pretty sure someone said that the Ennis is like another name for the Andes, which is like an old name for the Mediterranean, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Mediterranean Sea. And lobby is like a court lobby,
Okay.
So they kind of combine like the sea lobby, like sea courtroom.
Gotcha.
It's like a judicial island.
Yeah.
Which is obviously fucking fake. It's like a judicial, like,
it's a
there's
torture
no
island.
trial. There's no like trial or you just get straight to impel down.
And that's cool too. Like, again, like I was saying, like where this is like leading, it just, I can't imagine what is going to happen. The intensity of what's about to happen.
Yeah. And well, Nami was even saying too, like on the train, she's like, once you go, like there's no way to get back.
Yeah,
like once you're in, like it's absolutely, it's not like G8. I mean, they got out, but it was like, once you're, it's like hopeless. Like for pirates, like once you've gone there, you're done. So it's like, you're done. So how are they going to get out of this?
Yeah, and that's what I love about it too is that it's already in this current arc, like it's setting up everything in the arc that's going to follow it, and it kind of continues to do that even in like really subtle ways. Like if you and this was pointed out to us by our comment section, people in our comment section, but like the Agua Laguna is that what it's called? That when that occurs in Water 7. That's the same time that Long Ring, Long Land like has its change in water as well.
Yeah,
like
it's
water
affected
levels
by the current water level.
So it's just like, even though you might not be able to tell, and it's setting up characters too, but as far as like the world goes, it's like, oh, that's crazy that these things on these other islands, like they all are affecting each other. And what that would mean, right? So like if you're doing a Long Ring, Long Land, like, and you have this like system in place, these water levels do this every X amount of time, then like what would that mean for other islands? I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's really cool. It's like attention to detail and like a level of care that's like impressive. Yeah, man, I don't know, but I kind of thought Frankie was going to be a part of the Straw Hats by now. I thought for sure the end of the arc, he's going to be a part of the crew. That's just how that's going to work.
Well, it's like even Sanji too, like Usopp especially is like, oh, I'm the guy who stole the money. And he's like, you're the guy who started this all. Like, you suck. And then even Sanji's like, so you're the guy. So everyone's just kind of meeting him for the first time because it's kind of been like this thing like, oh, Frankie, because he was out. It was all his team that, the Straw Hats fought.
Yeah.
So, like, he has to go through Luffy, and Luffy's, okay on everything. Because, like, Sanji can't be like, oh, you're a part of the team now. Usopp can't be like, oh, I'm not. You can't be a part of the team because I'm not even a part of the team.
Yeah. But even
right
like, even that's not resolved by the end of this arc.
Yeah.
Like, Usopp's encounter with Luffy, like they haven't even like seen each other again.
He's embarrassed.
And he's even
he
like,
literally put on a physical mask.
well, we don't know if
that's
Usopp or not.
Oh, I don't know.
He just said like he just left, like he called me over.
Yeah, he had a friend. He met a friend in Water 7.
Yes, clearly it's a big city, though.
It's a huge city. And met a friend that Viz likes to call the Sniper King, but apparently,
like so, Sniper King means like Soga King means Sniper King.
Then why not
they
just call him like it's Soga? Then?
It's Soga King.
Soga King.
Yes, you call him Soga King. It's not Sniper King.
Yeah,
Sniper King just means Soga King in Japan. Like that's just the Soga King is like the Japanese language for Sniper.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, let's get some consistency going.
No,
Viz, you're supposed to be the official translation.
This doesn't know shit. They don't know shit. They don't know shit. I don't know who is behind this shit. Who's translating this shit? They need to be arrested.
They do need to be arrested.
They like how is this not lobby. Like they need to go to Annie's lobby and no savvy.
No savvy. Yeah, they need to go to Davy Jones' locker.
Like we're gonna watch them from the train, just going to this island. Bye.
Later. Yeah, I hope you get the ultimate sentence. I hope you go down. There's 2 gates. I hope you go down the gate of torture.
Yes. Oh, they're gonna come after us.
Yeah, Viz is gonna come after us.
Viz. Okay, first of all, we can handle Viz.
Yeah, we can handle
Viz.
Shit. Maybe not 7 C's. I don't know about 7 C's, but we can handle Viz.
Yeah, for
sure. So you guys want to start going through this? We got a lot to get through. Where we left off was kind of at a crazy point, and what's funny is I had to like, we always try to stop where we're supposed to stop, but I had to read like 2 chapters past last time because it just like ended on such a like a crazy note that I had to see what was going to happen because Lucci was like mid transformation, and I was like, what is going to happen? But that's where we pick up. We see Lucci and that he ate the cat fruit leopard model.
Yeah. Carnivorous.
Yeah.
I was like, Chopper's just throwing facts out. He's like, he knows a lot about zones, I guess.
Makes sense.
Of course he does.
Carnivorous zone types are more ferocious. I was like, damn. Oh, shit.
Shit. I have exposition I need to get out.
I was like, dang, okay, Chopper.
Chopper's scared.
Yeah, Chopper was terrified.
Chopper actually, like, not that he, doesn't do things from time to time, but he actually like made some moves this time around.
No, he does. Like he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he saved lives and he, led a manhunt and Chopper was really on it.
He was the doctor
at the end of his arc. He's Lucci transforms into the cat leopard model and starts throwing around his Tempest kicks, which I can't help but like read as like a Super Smash move now. It's
Tempest
just like
kick.
It's definitely Smash centric. It's definitely kind of not centric, Smash-esque.
Yeah.
Which is why Jump Force should have really done something with that. I mean, maybe
they should just have a fighting game with all of the One Piece characters.
There should be a One Piece fighting game.
Well, that's better.
But it's not like on the level of certain games. Like
the graphics. I mean, that's what they do all the time. They take an anime and they make it into a fighting game. And there is an open world, I think, kind of like One Piece
for
game
One Piece.
Too.
Yeah, there is, but it's like it's pretty bare bones. It's not like most extensive. It's just the gameplay itself is cool, but it's not like
I watched
extensive game.
The trailer, the opening like cinematic for it. And it looked pretty crazy.
It's cool, but I don't think it's worth it's probably not worth 60, but at the time it was worth 60.
Yeah, no, probably not at all.
Yeah, but like a Mortal Kombat style, or even like what's the DC one?
Oh yeah. I think it's just called
Injustice.
Yeah. Like if they had like an Injustice, like where like the characters have a little like monologue or funny thing, and then they go into it. But like imagine all of the One Piece characters.
There is a game that has a lot of characters and it's decent fighting, but it's kind of dated now. But
what's it called?
I forget what it's called. Like Battle, like Blood, something. Burning Blood. It's pretty decent.
Sick.
But the Pirate Warriors games, those are like the premier One Piece games.
Really?
Yeah. But they have like you can play multiple people, and it's like they give you like a stage that's based off like a location in the arc, and then you can pick like a bunch of characters, and it's like each character has their own moveset.
That's
they fight like NPCs, and it's like an arena basically, but it's like the locations are really big. So you can literally like you're exploring like Water 7. Like there's one where it's Water 7, one where's Alabasta, and then they fight. You can fight.
And the maps are like
they're pretty good. They're okay. They're not the best. The Pirate Warriors is okay, but if you really like One Piece, you'll probably really like the game. Especially if you're playing with someone else.
Yeah, dude, because I can't even play Jump Force because I get things spoiled for me. I was playing Jump Force the other day and I got things spoiled for me.
Hell no.
Like what?
Yeah, like crazy.
Anyway, yeah, and that's what I was thinking too. Like, not to get too off topic, sorry, of course. But just like before I forget, like I just think that like there's so many things, and I think we even said this maybe in a previous episode, but especially with like the Rocket Man, Sea Train and all that, like we are slipping as a society that we have not made like a One Piece ride. Like, can you imagine like the Rocket Man and it was like a ride that you're on and you're just kind of seeing like there's like screens and the characters
only
everywhere.
In Japan you can get something even remotely close. And even then, I don't think they have anything like a ride.
Like on that level.
Like on that level,
No,
Not like a Disney, no.
No, they're making like Studio Ghibli's having like a theme park. Open soon.
I mean, that's gonna be cool, but why does it get one before One Piece gets one?
I don't know.
Like it should be One Piece, then Ghibli.
Because this One Piece is just the perfect show for something like that. Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna ride? A Haku
park.
Train or something? You know what I mean?
That sounds lit, though.
It does sound lit. Studio Ghibli in general.
Don't try to.
Studio Ghibli sounds like a dope amusement park.
Ponyo ride.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Castle ride, and you're just like moving around like this.
Like the castle?
Yeah, you're just in a castle, and it's just, or you're in a room, and it's just moving like that. You know?
Right.
No decorations, pitch black.
So then we got the Cypher Pole 9. They kind of just go through the Straw Hats, pretty.
They take them out, man.
Pretty easily, and they
especially Lucci.
Well, Lucci's like the strongest one of all of them.
Yeah, and damn, he's mean.
Oh yeah, he's super mean.
You have Polly like, I just don't want to hurt you because we're comrades. He's like, the feeling's not mutual.
Wow.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, and Lucci keeps just saying like, I'm like, bro, you didn't have to just like be that.
I know,
up.
literally.
Like, you keep saying like, I'm leaving this town. I've lived here for 5 years, and I don't care about anybody here. That doesn't faze me at all.
He just says the most
he just had to say it.
off shit. Like, dude,
it's like, just leave.
Just keep it to yourself. Like, he's evil. He likes being evil.
He loves it. And he gives a Zoro and Luffy like a Team Rocket sort of farewell. He's just
he really does.
He like shoots them off into the sky, and then we just don't see them again for a long time.
Yeah.
This is like the first time you see that a villain is like physically on another level than the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
Or like there's multiple villains who physically can probably get on their level, and there's not really like a quick solution. Like with Enel, he's rubber, so he can just hit him. And then as soon as he makes contact, then he has the advantage. Crocodile, same thing. Mm-hmm. But Lucci, it seems like even if you punch the shit out of this man, he's got all the powers. And he's a leopard, and he's the strongest. He was the strongest one before.
And he's got a dove.
That's what I mean. He's got those.
He's got the pigeon.
He's got a pigeon. He's a pigeon bitch.
He's a pigeon guy.
Yeah. He's a pigeon guy.
He's literally the pigeon bitch.
He's a pigeon bitch. Yeah. But what's crazy too is that they have devil fruits and they have this like fighting style.
The fighting style
on top of that. So this guy Lucci has to be like of equal or greater power than like a warlord of the sea, right?
Lucci?
Yes, he's definitely probably his hardest.
Yeah. What?
Lucci versus
Luffy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's definitely, that concept is like, and more, you'll see like in the next arc, especially like in Enies Lobby, that concept
just wait
is
till
like
you meet
definitely.
Doofy. He's crazy.
Dude, he's gonna pop up. Doofy.
Doofy da.
Yeah. So Lucci kind of sends him off, and then he goes and looks for Frankie, and specifically the blueprints for the Pluton weapon, ancient weapon. And this is when we get to see like Frankie and Usopp having this nice little heart to heart, which was cool because it opens, I think, on Frankie just like crying because Usopp is telling him the story of what happened.
Frankie cries a lot.
Frankie's crying, and then even like what are their names, Mozu and Kiwi, like they're both crying too, and he's like, "Why are you guys crying?" He's like, "It was touching. Like, you stole my money." Yeah, like, you're the reason I couldn't fix this damn shit.
They're just fucking crying.
But he's also telling him that he's gonna step up and do the right thing. Like, he took it because he had to take it, and he's sorry, but also like going forward from this moment on, he's gonna like do the right thing or whatever. And to him, that is like dismantling the going merry, because he's also noticed that it's just like it's done.
Yeah, because Usopp's just trying to fix it, and he's just like, dude, look, it's not, you can't fix it. Look, I'm going to beat the ship. Go look under the ship, and he punches him in the freaking ocean, and then he looks, and obviously Usopp's like, damn, no, it is broken a lot.
Well, Usopp says, like, I know it's broken. Like, I've known this whole time that it's been broken. I just don't have the heart to part with it. But Usopp is holding on, I think, just because he feels that connection to it.
Definitely.
And specifically that connection with what is it?
Klabauter man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Klabauter.
Terramon.
Yeah.
Klabauter.
Which
Klabauter man. I think it's like German. something around that
It
region.
seems like it would be a shipwright, like a
Sprite.
ghostly
I think it's
shipwright.
like I
that
think
sounds
it's like
pretty German, dude.
I think it's like it's based off like European folklore.
I could see that being like a real
ship's right. And just like the existence of it is like okay. There's like spirits, like there's sprites in One Piece. Like,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, crazy.
So it just introduces like, and I think even like when I first watched it and I like encountered that, I didn't think to myself like, oh, this is what they're capable. Like this is what the story can bring. I was just like, oh, okay. But now I'm thinking back on it, especially knowing what I know now, and it's just like crazy that they introduce these concepts so subtly.
Yeah.
And that could have like major significance down the road. But they literally only talk about it in the second half of this arc, like that one chapter, like 2 chapters.
Yeah, I thought it was going to get a little more time. I thought it was going to be explained a little bit more. And, I liked the reveal of it being this like sprite that takes care of ships. But I kind of did really, I did want it to be and was a little disappointed when it wasn't like the actual manifestation of the Going Merry.
Well, they said it was like that. The Clubotterman is just like the concept of the sprite of the Going Merry.
Gotcha.
They just call that like the broad term of like how a ship's spirit is like brought up. So it technically is the incarnation of the
and like how well you treat the ship and like
and how well you treat it.
Well, I just assumed, I don't know, maybe when I read it that because
I understand.
He always appears the same in like a raincoat and a mallet in his hand, and I thought it was just like the same kind of spirit. Appearing like he does only appear, on ships that are loved or cared for.
Yeah.
But that they didn't look different made it seem like it was the same kind of spirit, and not the actual.
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
but definitely like it, and even just this talk with the Merry right now is like, it's definitely like it's not over. Like the Merry, like Usopp's definitely gonna bring it up again. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like he's probably gonna tell about the Clubotterman. Or something. Like he has to tell somebody,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time he kind of said anything. I mean, he kind of told the Straw Hats a little bit, I think, right? Or like in passing, and they're like, no. He was just like, I wonder. Oh, he said.
In Skypiea when he was like, somebody fixed the ship, and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
But what was really touching about that whole thing, regardless of who or what it ended up being, which was still the reveal I still really enjoyed. But it was that the last words or the words he heard that sprite or spirit say, which was something along the lines of like, I'll carry you just a little bit farther,
Right.
Because the Going Merry wasn't supposed to even be able to make it to Water 7. It wasn't supposed to make it probably anywhere past Skypiea.
Yeah,
for real.
But, because of how the crew cared and loved their ship, it got him there. It held on for a little bit longer just to get him there. And Frankie sees that Usopp can't let this thing go. And so it takes it upon himself to like dismantle it in front of him, which of course Usopp is not happy about.
He's ready to go again.
Yeah. And he kind of does. I mean, he kind of like fires another firing star at him. And Frankie's like, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you. But it's while all this is happening, then that Usopp admits to knowing, but still doesn't want to let it go. And he compares it to like if you had a friend who was on his deathbed, would you just like pull the plug basically? And I mean, it's not a 1-for-1 comparison, but it is like pretty like, oh wow, like if it means that much to you, then that makes sense. So yeah, Frankie I think gets it. Everybody gets it, but the Cypher Pole 9 is on the way to the warehouse that they're at.
Yeah, they're taking people out.
Yes, they're taking the Frankie family out.
I was laughing so hard. Like the Frankie family's just like, we're out here, long nose. We got long nose. Straw
oh, they're
Hats come
practicing,
out.
yeah.
And then like, what's his name? He's like, where's who, huh? What? And I'm like, chill. Like, where did you come from? Like, and he just beats their asses. Like, Chismoso to the next level. Like,
get out of here, Chismoso.
Where are they at? And they're like, who are you?
Well, I mean, in their defense, I mean, not that I want to be on the side of Cypher Pole 9, but I mean, these people,
you just said you did.
These people are just yelling in the streets.
That's
at
true.
the top of their lungs. So it's like, am I being a Chismoso? Am I just eavesdropping, or can I not help but freaking hear someone yelling in my ear?
That's true. They kind of walked into that.
It's time to take them out.
Yeah, they're done.
And they're pretty done.
Yeah.
This is another time in One Piece, and again, like now that I feel like I understand what this series, is a lot more than I did when I started, things like the Frankie family being like taken out would have maybe got a bigger reaction out of me if it happened towards the beginning of the story. But now I'm like, they're fine.
Yeah, they just got their ass beat a little bit.
Yeah. But they do. It is like set up like, did Lucci just like murder them in the street?
Yeah.
Which honestly, like, would have been awful. But I mean,
you're like, oh shit.
So, I mean, it would have gave them a lot more weight and shown that they're not messing around.
Yeah. Or even Iceberg's like, yep, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
they didn't want to kill him. They're like, he'll burn.
Yeah,
he'll just
definitely burn up.
But I mean, for what happens later, I think it's cool that they
definitely
survive. But yeah, they make it to the warehouse. The Cypher Pole now make it to the warehouse, and they interrogate first the sisters and then Frankie, and Frankie's not giving him the blueprints, and I think he does like admit pretty openly that he's like, okay, yeah, you got me. I am Cuddy Flam, but I'm not giving you these blueprints. I don't have them, or I'm not giving them to you.
Right.
And he's like, you can't just come in here and do whatever you want. And that's when Lucci says, well, you're a criminal and I can do a lot worse things to you if I wanted to, and I could do them legally. And that's kind of the really cool thing about, like you were saying, Nolan, in the last episode, how the villain is the government, and they are kind of like, even though they're really evil people, they're within the law to like do everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that they can get Frankie on all these things, but also that we got to see this like long Frankie flashback.
Yeah, they have a freaking line. It's like, no ordinary citizen can defy the will of the world government. And I'm like, the will of the world government, like the will of the government and the will of the D, who will win.
Oh, the will of the government, the will of the D. That was great.
And you find out,
you're
like,
why.
Yeah, too close.
You're getting too close to the truth.
Yeah.
I think I got it. No, and then
I think someone's knocking on the door. I think
I think someone.
Oh my god.
Cypherpole 9.
And like I really like the reveal of like how Tom, like what they charged him with. We'll get into that, but like what he was actually doing. And it's like, well, no shit, he was doing that because it's anyway. But yeah, well, it was great. But I love those chapters.
Yeah, man. If you guys don't think that the government, really is like
evil,
the government has
you're smoking crack.
The government has
that they supplied,
that they created.
Mm-hmm.
You're smoking the crack that they created.
That they literally
they sold it to y'all for profit. They actually attack another country and kill their citizens.
Insane.
That's what I'm saying. Like Cypherpole 9 ain't got nothing on the actual government.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Come on now. Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Frankie.
I would love to wake up to Frankie.
Wake up, Mr. Frankie.
Yeah, I'm shirtless.
Yeah, dude. Of course. I mean, he's always kind of shirtless.
Yeah.
He's a pervert.
Yeah, he is a little bit of a
cool.
pervert. Like, put some pants on.
But he's cool.
I mean, he's a cyborg, and if he's done work to his nose, he's done work.
To be inconceivable for him to.
Like, why wouldn't he?
He said everything in the front is the same.
I
mean, everything in the front is cyborg.
Yeah.
In the back is all the
cyborg.
Yeah, he's got upgrades to his junk in the front.
Dang.
But then
if he got a fridge in his stomach,
he does.
Man,
cold.
Untapped potential for all that storage in his ass. So
I need a fridge ass.
I need a fridge ass.
A big fucking fridge ass put in it.
It's cool, this flashback, like you said, because we get to see more of Tom, and Tom is like a fish man.
Yeah, he's a longhorn cow fish man.
Yeah. That just sounds disrespectful, dude. Don't call Tom a cow.
Oh my god, that's what he is though. And then even Oda draws, like, someone's like, "What is this, a made up animal?" And he's like, "No, it's literally a fish."
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, another fish guy. That's interesting.
This isn't one of the first, but it might be one of the first.
It's pretty much like the
fish people.
It's pretty much like the second first, good fish dude.
Yeah, because we met, who else did we meet that was a fish person that wasn't bad? Is that? Are we getting into spoiler territory?
No, not necessarily, because I think all of Arlong Park. After that, I don't even know. We didn't encounter no fishmen.
No, it's all just Arlong Park. All of them were evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the Arlong Pirates. Yeah.
Arlong Pirates. Yeah.
So it's cool to see a good one.
A good one.
Yeah, exactly.
A good one who cares about his craft.
He's cool.
He's awesome.
Like,
Yeah.
He just laughs.
Dude,
all the
his
time.
laugh whenever like Frankie's like venting and then he just laughs.
Yeah,
That shit
like-
was that shit killed me in
He's
the
like,
anime.
my family left me behind.
Yeah. He's like,
that's so funny. And he's like, how disrespectful.
yeah, he's super disrespectful. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny though to see even young Frankie too, like before
Aw. Yeah, I
like
these
young Frankie, he's
upgrades that he
cool.
got, and his relationship with like Iceberg and even Kokoro is there, and
Yeah.
And
I
was
don't
it
know.
frog.
And the frog.
Yeah,
Yoko's
that
in
was
that.
his pet. I was like, tear.
Here.
No
Yeah, I
wonder
don't
why
know.
he's trying to stop this freaking train.
I don't know which Kokoro looks
exactly.
like scarier, to be honest.
She does.
She
She
do.
does.
I think she
does.
I think
She
the,
does.
the flashback Kokoro looks like
I don't know what.
eerie.
If
I
there
don't know
wasn't,
what
if
she's
she
doing.
literally wasn't smiling throughout every time you see her, she'd be terrifying.
Well, I
If she
think
was
it's
just,
the
like,
smile
blank
that
face.
makes her terrifying.
I don't
dude.
know. I mean,
She's
like,
like-
her appearance is just
Yeah.
unsettling. I
Yeah.
guess.
I don't know what. I can't point to anything like what she looks like because
Yeah,
she's just.
She's not even ugly to me. She's just scary looking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
It's an
But they
insane
like
face.
it's funny, like the title that comes up underneath her is like beautiful Tom's beautiful secretary.
beautiful secretary.
Much like what's her name, who is a fake hug.
Oh,
Fake
Khalifa.
hug, yeah. Kokoro
Khalifa.
over Khalifa.
Oh, yeah,
every
Kokoro over
Every
Khalifa.
day.
For sure. And that's why you can't judge a book by its cover.
By its
you know,
fucking
Mhm.
cover,
a lot of
bro.
people might want to, hop on, the Khalifa train, but
Exactly.
they don't know what that Kokoro, they don't know what that Kokoro got.
Come on.
Yeah. They don't know what Kokoro working with.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
But anyways, it was cool
Alright.
to see them and their family, man. They got a cool family dynamic.
Oh, I know.
And
So
even like the
cute.
contentious relationship between Iceberg and Frankie. And Frankie, I get it. Like Frankie says that he was abandoned by his parents who were pirates and
They got taken in by
yeah,
Tom's workers.
taken in by Tom, and he just, for whatever reason, loved making battleships.
He had a talent.
I mean, he did have a talent.
He said he was better than half the shipwrights on the island when he was
Yeah, literally, when he's like 10 years old.
Yeah.
He's on his way to do great
Yeah.
things.
Well, yeah, I mean, if
so.
you're training with Tom, dude, like,
yeah.
You're set.
Pirate King shipwright.
that's
Yeah.
what. Yeah, and that was awesome too. Like, you see Tom, and you've been told that he's this like great shipwright,
He's
but
a
also
shipwright.
you
Mhm.
get to see him like working on these like low key kind of plans for this sea train, and even
yeah.
sort of like how either because he really did, and I really loved this arc, but there was one thing that really bothered me
Mhm.
about the resolution of the Tom
Mhm.
incident, because like Tom really did care about Water 7.
Mhm.
And I think that was very clear
Yeah.
to the citizens, and it was so clear to the guy who was, sentencing him the first time.
Yeah.
It was so clear to him that
It was clear to him.
that he even was going to like pardon him of
Mhm.
the
He was
crime
prepared to. Yeah.
yeah, being charged of initially. But what's crazy is like, and we'll get more into it, but when
Yeah.
the other person
Spandon.
comes, and
Yeah, bitch ass.
yeah, and
Bitch ass.
does what he
Literally
does.
bitch ass.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Yeah, when he comes and does what he does, like yes, I understand he's a government official, and yes, I
Mhm.
understand it's the word of a government official versus the word of a pirate, but
Mhm.
or a shipwright that is has relations with relations sounds like it's sexual, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean, is tied to
knows.
Gold Roger.
Yeah.
I get that someone's word is going to mean more than someone else's, but the fact that the town was so ready and willing to like turn on him,
Yeah.
and do you have something to say?
That's human nature, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but I mean, all humans can be cool sometimes.
Right.
And like, why would
Yeah.
think about it logically? Like, let's take like the government out of it. Why would somebody who is getting pardoned for a life sentence at the world's worst facility, why is he gonna like destroy the island that he cared so much about the day before he gets pardoned? Like, none of it makes sense.
It was made. I think they put it on him. Like later, you see like him like say like, "Don't put it on me." I put it on me, and
Don't
not
put the
on-
blame on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like more like these are Frankie's battleships. Like Frankie was the one that fucked everything up. Frankie was the one. Cuddy Flam is the one who wanted to like cause all this havoc in order to get away
Mhm.
from the government.
That ties
So-
into the point of making weapons.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's why like I feel like it wasn't necessarily like, oh, they believe that Tom did it. It was like, oh, Frankie is under Tom, so there's like some
but
correlation.
I remember there were specific lines of dialogue from people in the crowd that were just like, I knew he was a low down,
Yeah.
dirty pirate. I knew because he worked with Gold Roger, he couldn't be a good guy.
They're just
Yeah.
scared.
So more to Megan's point of just like human nature.
Yeah.
And taking the government out of it, but I think a big part of the world government is that it's a world government. Is that, like I said in the last episode, is that putting a face to the concept of the world's an evil place, humans are evil, but the world government has, I mean, Spandam is literally the prime example of even within the world government itself, because it's a big organization.
Yeah, and like corruption of power
too. But it's like there's people in the government, like the guy who pardoned Tom in the first place, and even made that decision. And then at the end, he got killed. Right? He was on a ship. He was on the judicial ship, and it exploded.
Yeah, did he get off?
I don't think he did.
Yeah, the guy with
the guy,
judge,
the first judge.
Oh, I thought he got off because he made the decision.
Oh yeah,
or he did. He did.
Because he was like, I changed the sentence.
But the concept that he was that other government dude was ready to bomb the, literally fucking bomb the government ship in order to get an objective from that the world government said to get. But it's like even the government itself is like fighting against, like there's people within it that are fighting against each other. And also the worldwide propaganda of even the Pirate King is, to the people of One Piece, the Pirate King is like you can't get more evil. You can't get more like, imagine Hitler, but but like crazier because of the fact that he started this new era of pirates.
And like inspired.
Of just, they say that like these are the worst years of humanity for the world. Basically,
and that's what you're saying that's sort of like,
and that mentality
perpetuated by propaganda.
Yeah, by propaganda and just like pirates in general. And I mean, and he was on the Pirate King's crew, and I'm sure that but it is a big city too. So I'm sure there's people that were saying, I don't really give a shit if he's like making it for the city. I don't care. He's on Hitler's crew. And shit. Like I'm sure, like to the people, and this is like a big concept of like the propaganda. It's not just like the world government's directly telling you; they literally manipulate events to happen that, like, to the regular citizens, like that's just like not. They're not going to put two and two together.
And like this.
Yeah, like this, exactly.
Like they're like they don't say that. They're like, why would they bomb their own shit?
And there are a lot of people who just blindly will believe anything the government says.
But a
lot of people.
But it's not even just like they'll blindly follow it. They have no one. Who else are they gonna turn to? Because the world government and the pirates are two sides, and the world government saying that pirates, they can have the potential to take over the world itself,
and that the world government is going to protect them,
and that. Who else is there to protect them?
Yeah.
No one else. I mean, Water 7 isn't even, they're part of the world government. They're not part of a country. It's just the city.
Yeah.
And that's the case for most of the islands in One Piece, is that you're not able to travel really that well. Information isn't able to spread that well.
Yeah, because they need log poses.
You need log poses. You can't even travel the world without it. You need like this.
And that's the kind of the crazy thing too, that they said, is that they weren't even able to, people on Water 7 weren't even able to leave the island.
You're not
until
even
the sea
able
train.
to leave the island.
Yeah.
Like each island you go to, like you find out more about the world, but you find out how much less the people don't know.
And that is kind of crazy to think about too. You know, how much influence the government can really have on people, and how easily they can manipulate people that are isolated from the rest of the world.
It's a tyranny. Like it's an iron grip on the world. Like it's not even just like propaganda.
They can't. They're isolated from everybody else, cut off from everybody else.
Yeah.
So they can, like, they're just taking the government's word on so many things.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, maybe, you know, even the sea train being created in the first place was, I mean, maybe in the world government's eyes, like, not the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah, they didn't like the fact that, like, he got pardoned, and that they knew that Water 7 probably had the whereabouts of the ancient weapon.
Right.
So they were like, regardless, we're gonna do something with Water 7. So we can let them do their thing, but let's investigate and see if they really know. So after that 10 years that they went through, and that building the sea train, and that was a great scene, by the way.
Yeah.
Like the sea train.
Awesome. The montage.
Yeah, the montage, them growing up. I like Tom's Workers a lot. And it's and it's like you see like the lines being drawn between the world government and even like I said earlier, like within it, like it's Spandam, but then the guy who judged him, like there's just more to. Like I think like even the second half of Water 7, you just see like there's more to even like the politics and what the government can really do, and like how things will come about later in the series.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a great flashback, and just like I said, to see, like, you know, just to to go through all of it too. Just that relationship between Iceberg and Frankie, and how they kind of hate each other, but they kind of love each other. I mean, they're kind of family. They're kind of brothers.
Yeah.
And Tom is a father figure to them, and Kokoro's like a mother figure to them in a lot of ways. And
just crazy. Like they're like, oh, you have 10 years. You're gonna get executed today. And he's like, well, I got these blueprints. They're like, okay, then 10 years. Then we'll kill you. And I was like, this fool's just living to build this thing and then die.
Yeah, but I was even thinking about that too, and I was like, that's still 10 years, dude. I mean, I would be like, I mean, he loves building shit.
And he was like, I'm still
People
alive.
don't give a damn, bro. I mean, people really don't give a shit.
No, I mean, if someone said like, you know, you're gonna go to jail and you're gonna get the death sentence, and then I like show them like plans for a podcast, and they're like, okay, fine, you can podcast for 10 more years, and then you're dead. I'm like, sick, sick. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's do it.
You know. So that's why when he got 10 years, I was like, I mean, good for him. I mean, because he was gonna die then and there.
But they were planning on killing this man.
I mean,
they were, and maybe a part of him was like, once I build this thing, like they can't kill me.
I mean, yeah, he kind of had that ace up his sleeve.
Yeah,
It
was funny no way.
When Spandam first showed up, he was like, I know who you are. He's like, yeah, so is the government. Like, what?
Yeah, he's like, okay, I'm not talking to you anymore.
But then you get like, and then Spandam's like, what? So like the world government isn't like exactly a monolith. Like you have people that don't like, you have people that know this, but then him gaining that knowledge made Spandam even more aggravated at the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And so he really did push for the death of Tom, and like that individual, because of the fact that he like found out some knowledge, like again, character driven, like he decided to do the, of course, like the world government said, get the ancient weapon, but he brought it up in the first place to the Gorosei, the 5 elders.
Yeah.
And he like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
and they were like, okay. And he was like, no, you don't understand. Yeah. We can use this to take out the pirate era forever. And they're like, you know what? You got a good point.
Because they said that there's only, like, they were at that point when Spano was talking to them, it was like 10 years since Gold Roger died.
Yeah.
And they're saying the pirates are only getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
So they're like, the pirates are like a major force in the world. And I'm sure that there are strong pirates out there that, I mean, every pirate we've encountered has been fucking evil so far, pretty much.
Pretty much.
I mean, really, that's crazy to think about. Like,
actually, that's very crazy.
They've all been evil as shit.
Yeah.
And every island, you can't even go to an island without a tyrant and shit.
Yeah.
You can't.
You really can't.
Like they're literally fucking forced to like fight people everywhere. Every island they go to. Imagine a regular ass person. This is why this is the exact reason why Usopp, this is why they bring shit up like this up. Like regular people, like the journey they're on, like they're meant to go from regular people to fucking legends.
Yeah.
And what do legends do? They do shit like this, and they do shit like the next arc.
They change, the world.
Like, and it'll just continuously continue the layers, the characters, and it's a great story, man. I mean, all the themes are very concise.
And and again, every character, and the more we find out about Gold Roger and his crew, and that Tom not only built his ship, but I mean, I guess that does mean then that he was like a crew.
He's a crew. No, he was part of the Pirate King's crew. He sailed with them for a decent amount of time. And he made his ship.
He made the ship,
which is the only
one that traveled the whole world.
The Grand Blue. It's like, what?
I mean, Tom is like
he's a legend.
He's
a
legend.
He's
in his
a
own right.
goat.
He's a goat. Yeah, he's a goat.
That's why the world government's like. That's why they try their hardest. Like we're gonna make the people hate him. We're gonna make like they do this in real life.
Yeah, he's the goat. He's the goat with the boat.
Goat with
the he's the goat with the boat.
Oh, the Grand Blue, the Grand Line.
Yeah.
Grand Line.
And that the fact that like Frankie got to like train under him too, it is so awesome.
And it was so cute.
The Straw Hats too.
Just little details, like even on like the train, like when it first started, like you see Mozu and Kiwi and they're on the train and they're like all happy, and you even see like Polly, like there's so many little details. I was like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, you see the first couple ones like fall over or not, work properly.
That was great, because it's like, no shit, it's not going to be amazing in the first one, and even Tom's like, let me try to.
And the technology that he proposed in the court too, just about how the tracks were going to float on the water, but then to like repel the Neptunians, it was going to make this sound or this
the kings, the sea kings,
the sea kings was going to,
so they wouldn't
attack it. I mean, this man put thought into this.
10 years, bro, life's work.
Yeah, his life's work. So he is about to basically get pardoned. It's the day before his trial,
And they're not even sweating it. They're like, I know. Yeah. Even the judge is like, this will be fun. He did this cool, for everyone. Like, it's going to be a great time. Everyone loves this fool.
C-Train.
C-Train.
And I forget the guy's name. What's the
bitch ass?
Government agent? Yeah.
Bitch ass? Oh, Spandam. Bitch ass?
Bitch ass? You mean bitch ass?
That's bitch ass. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, Spandam's so big.
Bro, it's so funny because the first time we see him, like he got like Frankie accidentally like fired something at him. And, I thought that's the way his face looked after the explosion, but that's just how his face looked.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. He just has like these like black circles under his eyes. And his nose is all fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he is not very happy, obviously, about everything. Tom is kind of on to him and kind of knows that because he's a government official with all this power that he can't escape, he can't get away. So he meets up with Frankie and Iceberg and gives him the blueprints.
Yeah, and then he lets him know about
Robin too. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Like, you know, it's so crazy the way it was. The panels were drawn.
Yeah,
and maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But when he was like, I have these important blueprints that I wanted to show you, and then it cuts to like a panel where he's like holding Robin's wanted poster. Yeah. I was like, what if this is the ancient weapon? Like, what if everybody's been? What if?
See that would be crazy. If he was like, let me show you the ancient weapon, and then he just whipped out Robin's poster.
Yeah,
like, what?
She pretty much is though.
But
she pretty much is
the only one who can decipher it.
Yeah. You noticed on the train, it's just Robin and Frankie. They're priorities, definitely.
And they're the two people that one can make the weapon and the other can unleash it, and that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy that there's going to be a point that the Straw Hats have both of these people on their crew. I mean, hopefully. I mean, that's insane.
And then they're going to be wanted even more.
That's the
of course.
That is the exact.
And Luffy D Monkey wanted even more once they find that shit out.
They're like looking at that D. They're like, what? Look at his D.
Look at his D.
Look at D.
That D's worth.
Gold.
That D's worth $1 billion berries.
Yeah,
I'd give $1 billion berries to catch that D. I'd pay you.
I'll pay you
for that D.
The D. The D.
But it's so sad too because after he passes down the blueprints to Iceberg and Frankie, and he tells them, he's like, you can do whatever you want with these blueprints. Like I can't have them anymore. And Iceberg's kind of interpretation of that is like, I can't, because Frankie tells him like, why can't you just destroy them, or why can't you just like hold on to them? And then when the government officials come after you, burn it in front of their eyes. And he's like, I just can't let them. I mean, his reason, I think Iceberg's reason is that he can't destroy them, but he can't hold on to them at the same time. And I forget his logic exactly, but it is something to the effect of like, it's not up to him whether they're destroyed or not. Like he's against burning them, and he wants to pass them down because I think he thinks that there might come a day when someone does have to use them.
Yeah, like, I think with Robin.
Against Robin, right?
Yeah, against Robin.
Yeah.
He's basically saying like...
It's insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
And
he's basically saying like, like Robin might... Like if she really wanted to, she can find the ancient weapon. She could take over the world herself.
Yeah. And her
that's their scary
explanation of it too. She's like, I just want to know about history. Why is everyone
that's
telling
literally
me
fucking it.
that I'm going to ruin the world? Like I just want to know what this stuff is about. Like leave me alone.
But if we're playing into the whole world government aspect of this series, it is kind of like, it kind of can be looked at as something that's really scary because it is like the government basically punishing people for gaining knowledge, for actually finding out the truths of their world, the reality of the world that they live in. Like the government is so like, maybe in One Piece it's ancient weapons, but maybe in our world it's like, I'm sure that there are things that the government does not want us to know about history because guess who freaking wrote history books? Like the government, the winners. So there's someone out there who's saying like, I want to find out for myself, and the government is not happy about that at all. And so, like I said, in One Piece it's ancient weapons, but I'm sure there's an equivalent in our world too.
Yeah, and I think that there's probably an equivalent that goes back like hundreds of years as well.
Yeah.
In our world. I mean, when I say that, like the author of One Piece is really trying to tell you something, like this arc alone, like he's obviously, but there's later arcs and like things that are revealed. You're just like, that's so specific. Like,
that's so specific.
Like he needs to relax. He needs to relax.
Like he might be like
he's literally just fucking calling people out in this story.
Oh damn!
Pretty much, he's really much just calling y'all out.
great. That's so awesome, though. I love that.
It's crazy.
And we forgot to obviously he's a cyborg because he got hit by a train.
Well, I mean that didn't happen yet. I mean they because
is Tom the one passing by? You're saying that Tom is passing down the blueprints. I thought that Iceberg was the one that was passing him down.
Tom is passing him down at first.
To Iceberg.
Yeah, to Iceberg.
And then Iceberg to...
And then Iceberg to Frankie. But, so then there's the, whole interaction between the government officials, Tom, Frankie, Iceberg, because he steals Frankie's battleships and wreaks havoc on the court ship or whatever. And Tom pretty much takes the fall for it. And Frankie is, I understand. I think the reason why it doesn't really bother me is because I understand the message. And the message is so clear. But Frankie had to know that, because Iceberg was telling him, like, you're just you're making these, you're making guns and you're leaving them on the street for people. Like, it's crazy. But I get that there's a message there, which makes it, easier to digest, I guess, because the lesson being that Frankie doesn't want. Frankie obviously just loves making these things. Like he loves the invention, the creation, the forging of these things. And people have taken his weapons and then used them to harm the people specifically that he cares the most about, which is his worst nightmare. So he tells Tom, like, I wish I would have never made these things. And that's when Tom has his moment and says,
like,
yeah. And he's like, you made them. Someone's got to love them. And it's going to be you.
Yeah. I like that concept. It's funny.
Yeah, I mean,
he's like, you made it, bro. You might as well stand proud.
Exactly.
You fucking made it.
Ever do that again?
Yeah, don't say that.
Don't talk shit about ships ever again.
Don't talk
ships
shit
are
about
made
ships.
for purposes.
Yes.
And how dare you?
They got to get you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And you gotta love them.
Yeah, and it like it's even crazy because you realize a lot of these ships could have like the Clubotterman.
That's true.
So any ship could just literally come alive and be its own character in and of itself too. So you don't even know what's could happen next. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, that is kind of, I think, I've never really had a word for it, but sometimes I think objects of that I have, inanimate objects that I have lying around, like they have Clubottermans in them.
Putting energy into it, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Like,
that's
what?
why I can't
Give an example.
Like,
What objects are you talking about?
Like, I have like old things, like old, like I have an old phone from like middle school that I had, and I can't throw it away because maybe there's a Clubotterman in there. I can't even turn it on. I don't even have a charger that makes it work, but there's a Clubotterman in there.
What other items?
Yeah, what other items?
That you name.
I guess I do have. I have just like a bunch of junk. Like I just have like a bunch of like,
nothing sexual, nothing.
No, nothing like that.
Oh,
don't you have that Jasmine Barbie doll?
See, that's what I'm thinking.
That's like, for sure. That's
one of the names.
That's a Clubotterman right there. That's a
Clubotterman.
I said Clubotterman.
No, you didn't.
yeah.
You said come on her,
man. Come on her, man.
Yeah.
Come on her, man.
Bro.
And you said that.
We're getting too close to the. We're getting too close to the truth. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So Tom takes the fall, and then he says, if you were going to pardon me for this one crime, then pardon me for the crime that happened today, and not the Gold Roger, crime. And that means that Frankie and everybody gets off scot-free. And again, the government official says, okay, all right, sounds good.
Okay.
So Frankie and Iceberg get off, but Frankie obviously isn't having it at all and wants to ruin the other guy's life and like clocks him a couple times. And,
good.
Good.
Yeah.
Break his face.
Breaks his face.
Damn.
And then that's not even enough because they take Tom, they take him to Annie's lobby, which, I obviously I'm not going to ask too many. I'm not going to fish, for too many answers. But, that's where they're going.
They are going there. Yep. That's where CP9's going. That's where everyone's going.
But also, like, they say that anybody who goes there, like, die. Like,
they just say that because when Nami was talking about like the currents in the three major facilities, is that when Annie's lobby is like it's like a prop place. It's the judicial island, but nobody gets a trial. So what happens is like they just take criminals there, they house them before sending them off to the great undersea prison in Pull Down.
Yeah,
and that's where they actually torture and do the prisoning.
Yeah.
Well, Annie's lobby is just like, they call it like the front door of the world government. Because the other facility other than Impel Down is Marine HQ.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's like the headquarters of the Navy. So that alone is insanity. But then the Impel Down is the government's prison. So you can imagine how crazy that is.
Yeah. So there's a good chance that Tom's still, maybe barely kicking, but kicking.
Posible.
Down there.
Because he has strong fish. He's a strong fish man. So he might have more tolerance to the torture than regular human.
Yeah.
He's got fish shit,
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that, because they are kind of like superior, I think, to humans in strength.
Yeah, they're like 10 times stronger.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm curious. I'm curious to see, because I'm also curious to see, but I'm also a little scared to see, because I do think if we do see him, he's going to be pretty fucked up.
He's going to be fucked up, but I don't see why they would kill someone so important.
Yeah, they might. That's a good point. They might have him making plans for them.
Yeah.
You're onto something, dude. Yeah, and then, of course, at the end, Frankie still isn't, having it when he's being transported, when Tom's being transported, so he throws himself in front of the train.
That was crazy. Frankie's crazy.
Frankie is crazy.
Good for him, though. I love him. I love him for being crazy.
He was like there, and they're like, he's in front of the train.
Yeah.
Like, chill.
And that's the accident that they thought killed him.
Very rightfully so.
Oh, yeah.
To assume that.
But he pulls himself. Yeah, he was super fucked. He was so fucked up. He had to build himself cyborg parts.
He's like, where?
He just liked experimenting on himself. He just liked he made his arms big. He gave himself a fridge tummy.
That's so sick, though.
Yeah, just random.
Yeah,
but it kind of sets it up that like he does all this stuff on the ships. He makes them like ridiculously complicated for no reason. So,
yeah.
So it's cool that he's bringing that to his individual skill set. As a crew member, especially,
And it's awesome because, like, if a ship can get upgrades, and he can get upgrades too.
Exactly.
And that's I might have seen some images already of a certain time skip, but
it's kind of unavoidable.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the majority of the story.
It's kind of the majority of Frankie that you see. You see more, I think, time skip Frankie than you do see like this version of Frankie. I feel.
Yeah, I would say so.
But
because it's a long fucking series, bro.
It's a long series, but they're really careful about, like, you don't really see Brooke as much as like you see like Frankie.
Yeah.
I don't think necessarily, but you always see time skip Frankie, and I think they've already
other
met
people
Brooke after
or
time
even
skip
like
Frankie
time skip like Usopp. I see a lot of.
Yeah,
like I've seen a lot
it's
of.
It's kind of unavoidable. It's like only knowing Naruto but not knowing Shippuden.
Yeah.
And you've seen characters from Naruto should just look older. You're like, oh, well, I guess something happened. The story, like the story progresses. Like naturally. So
I know, but I'm gonna miss like short hair Nami.
Yeah,
short hair Nami's the best.
There's definitely. Oh, I don't want to talk about that now, but
yeah, I'm just saying. But I was like, damn, okay.
I fuck with short hair Nami too.
We're doing this, but.
So that's when they thought.
Crazier.
That's when they thought Frankie died, and he put himself back together, and made himself a cyborg, and that's when him and Iceberg passes the. Well, he's gone for a long time. He's gone for I think years and years and years, and then he comes back, and that's when Iceberg gives him the blueprints and says like, I don't forgive you for anything that you did to Tom. I don't forgive you for anything that happened that day. And then this like, really beautiful moment. And, characters are written well when these moments just work and when they just land. And Iceberg turns away and he's like, I still hate you, but I'm glad that you're alive. And he's like crying. And it's just like, they love each other. I mean, that's like what you would say to like a brother who, people have siblings who aren't great siblings, but you still love them, And I just really believed that moment. And for me, it was like one of the, even more so than like a line that another character says later. That one, for whatever reason, hit me even harder. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we get what is it? Spandam. Is that his name, right?
Spandam.
It's revealed because now we cut back to the present, and it's revealed that he's got a promotion.
And of course
he did, because the worst people always get promoted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course. I mean, that it rewards, douchiness.
Spanned behavior.
Yikes.
Spanned? Like bad?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry. It was the best I could come up with.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the effort.
Even if you said like spandum.
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 See, thank you, Nolan.
That was like my first fucking pun.
That was great, dude.
Damn.
That was great.
That was really good. Damn.
So
I'm genuinely disappointed. Shit.
Now that we cut back to Cypherpole 9, they once they just decide to take Frankie in. They're like, it doesn't matter.
Sheepy 9.
Yeah, you know where the blueprints are. You have the knowledge. Whatever. We're gonna take you in, and our director wants to basically get it out of you himself. And
Please.
so what's his name? Kaku fucking destroys the going.
Kaku does.
Yeah,
Kaku.
literally.
He's a sicko.
He's a weirdo, dude.
And Usopp, he's like, no!
I know.
Screaming at the top of his lungs. He's like, and it's literally like falling. And I was like, oh, and it just and just breaks apart.
I mean, like you said off mic, Mehgan, like someone had to do it though.
Someone did to snap Usopp out of it. Because, I mean, like, it was already broken. Unfortunately, you found out what the spirit was. You need to prioritize and, like, realize, like, why it even had a spirit to begin with. It wasn't just because of you. It was because everyone else on the ship.
Wow.
And Nico, the whole thing, finding her, story out. Like, she saved all of their asses, like, including him. Not just everyone else. Like, including him. And he's a part of the team, and he's a fucking man up.
Well, and Frankie's even telling him that from the get-go.
Exactly.
He's like, you just go back.
That's what I like.
And he's like, it's more complicated than that.
And he's like, no, it's not.
And it's like, it's really not. I mean, it's really not.
No,
and
it isn't. Never is.
It never is.
He needed that because everyone else was like, okay, bye. And being an outsider, he's like, okay, what's the issue here?
Yeah. Yeah, because he also, like, Usopp also
Like,
did kind of reveal too, and we kind of, brushed past it. But, Usopp's plan was to just, like, go home.
On the Going Merry. That was sad.
And he was like, yeah, I mean, I've had enough of an adventure for people to like praise me when I get back.
That's right. I forget about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but who's going to believe him when he goes back?
Well, I mean, he has been gone for a long time and the ship is pretty busted up, but.
And he'd be like.
And he'd be a little stronger. He'd have dials too.
He has some proof.
He'll probably be able to defend the island.
So for sure.
I
think,
he's getting fucking like bombed. He's getting like hit with a one-ton bat. Like he's getting hit by lightning. The man is. He for all this stuff he says, like, man, I don't know if I can keep up, but I mean.
And his dad is on.
You just got to keep going, bro.
His dad is on Shanks' crew, right?
Yeah, stop.
Yeah.
The worst dad.
Really.
Yeah,
he really is. He really is.
Dude, the pirate. Hey. The pirate flag is calling.
Yeah.
I
gotta go.
I gotta go.
And Usopp's like,
yeah, I gotta go, son. And
I fucking love my dad.
Yeah,
I fucking love my dad.
And my beautiful dying wife. I have to go.
Bye.
She's cool. I'm like, no, I love my. She's cool.
She'll be fine.
She's cool, but yeah, Frank was straight up like, this thing's not gonna go where you want it to go. It's not even gonna get to the next shore. It needs to be scrapped immediately now.
Yeah.
And that was cool.
Yeah,
it was
just
refreshing. Like everyone else is trying to get it to him, but it wouldn't fucking
cool
stick.
That Frankie was providing that to Usopp, the one that started the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, I'm already on it. I already know. I already know what to do more than you. And but the thing about Frankie, he's a grown man. These are literally like teenagers.
That's true.
He is a grown ass man.
He's older than Robin.
He was 20 when
he's
they
the
finished.
He's the oldest one?
He's 34 right now.
Oh, let's go, Frankie.
Let's go, dog.
Let's go.
Frank.
He's in his prime, dude.
He is in his prime.
He's in his prime.
Literally, because he's about to do some things.
And that's the thing. His whole life is ahead of him. Yeah. You really think about it. He's got a long life.
It is.
I mean,
he does.
He's just
really
started when you really think about it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Precisely.
And that just goes to show you that it's never too late. And age is just a number.
To get cyborg?
To be a cyborg. Yes.
Sounds like you need some cyborg.
Ooh,
I do.
You're getting there.
I mean, it's a matter of time, dude, with like medical technology. I mean,
3 more years.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well.
Trying to see that fridge ass.
Dude, you're gonna be able to fit many liters of cola in there.
Oh,
many liters. Those big old Dollar Tree like Shasta bottles. Okay,
they're not even name brand. Okay.
Well, I mean, I spent all the money on the surgery.
Yeah,
I'm broke.
You're broke now.
Broke.
So the Going Merry is destroyed, and then it kind of cuts back to Iceberg and Nami. So Chopper, saves everybody or rescues them from the building, and Iceberg's like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second, Nami?"
What?
And he tells her the truth of the Robin interaction, which was that she only did what she did because of something called a buster call. Which is how Viz translates it. Is that how it's
Buster call? Yeah, Buster call.
Buster call.
Which is usually what you would think happens when you call me. That's kind of like a buster call.
A buster?
You're calling a buster.
Buster call.
But they basically say that it's because of that, and that she was protecting them, and wanted them. She was protecting them because they had like believed in her and had faith in her and gave her a reason to live again.
And she didn't want to do what Aokiji said she was going to do again.
Yes.
She finally put her foot down and was like, I'm just going to give my life.
Yeah.
So that they can move on.
Yeah, and she's also like had a history of a Buster Call before this.
Yes.
We don't know entirely all about, but it's like she's like, that word just is not good.
She doesn't like that word, Buster Call.
No, it's triggering for her. Yeah.
So we need to just.
But also, I mean, because and her being willing to give her life for the Straw Hats is because that's a life that she didn't even feel like she had until she met the Straw Hats. Like it was a life that she had given up on even ever having. So she feels very indebted to them, and is doing it all to protect them because she thinks that there's no coming back from this Buster Call. Then the town starts looking for Zoro and Luffy, and it's like kind of cutting between Chopper and Paulie and the good members of the galley law and the ones who aren't traitors, and the townsfolk kind of the shipwrights going around looking for them. And Sanji is kind of the only one that is at the train station as it's departing. And Iceberg tells Nami, like, you got to go because it's leaving in 30 minutes, the train. Yeah. There's no other way off this island. Which, I mean, it turns out there is, and Iceberg did know that there was another way out the island. But yeah, this moment with Sanji was so cool. It's so funny. It was pretty funny, yeah. When he's like imagining like what to do and how to rescue, and then that when he does get on the train, the
sea train,
the note that he leaves,
Nami,
and they're like, "How did you know that that note was for you?" And there's this giant arrow.
Like an idiot.
Yeah. She's like the first half of the note is just like a love letter that makes no sense. The actual letter starts about right here.
Yeah, and then like near the end of the letter, like he's like expressing his love, and then she's like talking over the bubble.
Yeah.
Like, so as like you're reading that letter, she's like, "Okay, cool." Like,
okay, cool, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Nami and everybody she misses the train. And then they have to find Zoro and Luffy, which they do. And they're wedged. Zoro's in a chimney, and Luffy's wedged between two buildings. And Nami tells Luffy about Robin, and he basically just, uses all of his strength to break two buildings in half.
Yeah. And Zoro as well with the swords, because Chopper has his swords, and he, everyone's like the classic One Piece face of it. Like,
they're like, oh my God, you're not human.
Literally, like, how are they able to do this shit?
Yeah. And it was kind of cool seeing Luffy and Zoro again, but it was also really cool that we got so much time with all these other characters. And that they specifically Luffy took a back seat for a while because when he comes back, like when Luffy comes back, he's doing business. He's not messing around.
Yeah, he's not. It's not a monkey business.
I like it. I feel like
real business.
I feel like why haven't we said that before?
We might have. It sounds familiar.
But so that's around the time that Kokoro's there too, and she tells him that there is another sea train, and it's called the Rocket Man, and it was something that they built, one of the first things that they built before the actual sea train. And the reason that it is out of commission is because they can't control it. It just goes way too fast.
Yeah.
And it looks like a shark, which is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
so
cute.
sick. And Iceberg's already there kind of tuning it up so that it's ready to go. And the Frankie family shows up with their king bulls. And they're like, so it's like the galley lot, the good ones are there.
Yeah.
The Frankie family's there. Straw hats are there, and they're all like, we all have people we care about on this
on the train going to Annie's lobby.
Full throttle train. Yeah, he's freaking Luffy's like, look at those balls on those Yagara bulls. I was like, damn, Luffy, why are you just staring at their balls?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you gotta admire the genitalia
of an animal, of another being, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even because that is like the purest form of just like curiosity, I guess, because there's nothing else, there, but you're just like, how do you live?
Yeah.
I asked that.
I asked that question.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
But yeah, there's a couple really funny panels, like once they get on the train.
Oh yeah.
There's like two
there are actually
that like got me good. Like I was like dying. But they all get on the train, and it kind of cuts to Sanji on the train. And one of the things that he said in the note is that he was going to try to find a transponder snail once he got on there, and he gave like a little one to Nami. And so I think that's when it cuts to Sanji. And he's going through the train, and he's starting to realize, that they have, like we talked about in the beginning, they have like the power,
power levels. Each car has like a increases in difficulty.
Yeah, but the first one he gets in is with this guy named Jerry.
I hate Jerry.
Jerry the
hate
giant.
Jerry. Disgusting.
From
Scary.
Karate Island.
Yeah, from Karate Island.
Terrifying.
Which is from the South Blue. Which
he did say that.
Didn't someone say that Sanji was from the South Blue?
Yeah, he said he was from South Blue.
Yeah. So I thought he might have known Jerry or heard of Jerry, or maybe heard of
crazy.
Karate Island or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jerry, like what a crazy name for like a giant karate yoga.
He was terrifying.
He's not as terrifying as the other guy we meet later.
I like the other guy.
That guy is
Wands.
That guy's Wands.
Scary.
That guy's crazy.
Wands.
Yeah,
he's a
scary.
crazy fool.
Like that guy is nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
But yeah, he meets Jerry, and he's able to like blow through Jerry pretty easily.
Yeah, super easy.
Smashes his face in.
Yeah, and it's just funny because obviously while they're on the island too, they're saying that the Agua Laguna is bigger than it's ever been before. So
yeah,
of course
they love saying that. It's like this is probably the craziest thing that has ever happened.
Yeah, this has never happened.
This has never happened.
If this happened every year, we'd be toast.
We'd be done for.
This is different.
Crazy.
Yeah, we'd be done for. And then they meet, and the character I really actually like for whatever reason like loved his character design especially. But the Sanji meets or we meet before Sanji meets him, Captain T-Bone.
Oh yeah, this fool looks like a Planet of the Apes character.
Dude, he looks so cool though.
He's crazy.
And I guess like the thing is like he's human, I guess, but he's just like put himself in so much danger to protect other people that he's just like he just doesn't look human anymore. He's missing teeth. Like he looks like he's lost his nose. Like
looks a little rugged.
Looks a little rugged, but he's also like I don't know what I liked about his character design so much.
Well, he's probably like one of the he actually cares about his subordinates.
I mean, yeah,
he does.
That's
he
it.
does.
He does. Versus the other guy. Oh, you're not useful to me.
Also, just like everyone else in the series.
Yeah.
That is like technically an antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was really cool, man. He was awesome. The Straw Hats and everybody, they agree to be comrades, and they get on the Rocket Man, and they're going through the Agua Laguna, which is the biggest it's ever been, and they keep saying that. But also there's this really funny moment where Paulie like tells the other Galley Law members like who the traitors are, and they're saying like they're saying like, oh, I mean, we basically know.
Yeah, like we know.
Yeah.
I mean, we put two and two together, and Paulie's like, I guess you're right. Like they're not here, and they haven't been here.
But there's some that are like, what?
No. But then he tells them, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, their faces are so crazy. They're like, we thought it was, but then they say like, we thought it was like Michael and Bill, and he's like, who is that? And they're like, they live in like the back alleys of Water 7. They're like, so funny. Did not expect that. That came out of nowhere. And then the other moment was when everybody has their costume change.
Yeah.
And Nami comes out with her new, climate baton, and they're all admiring. Like she's like, yeah, it's got an upgrade. Like Usopp like upgraded it before he left, and then it's just like a panel of Nami and Luffy, and it's like Usopp's last invention.
Yeah.
But the shading is like so dark. Yeah. Doom.
Yeah. I also like too, and she's like, Kokoro's like, yeah, there's no way we're gonna stop this train. Like it's not gonna stop. And Chopper's like, we're gonna die. And even like the little girl, what's her name?
Chimney.
Yeah, Chimney's like, why are we like we're gonna die too? Like it was just so
she's
funny.
like, wait, we're on the train.
Yeah,
right?
she's like, wait, what?
Oh, and did we say it on the podcast, or were we talking about it a little bit before we started recording too? When they were all looking for Zoro and Luffy, like Chopper's like
Chopper was like he's like calling out their name. He's like he's like Luffy, Zoro, and he's like and he like whispers to the side. He's like
that's so funny.
It was so cute. I died even after all that. Like they still love each other.
And Chopper more than anybody, I think too.
Oh.
I mean, maybe not more, but a lot.
I would say. I would
he admires
argue.
like everybody. He's the youngest, so he really does probably love everybody.
And that is cool too when you put age to it, because like Frankie's the oldest.
So
and
like the thing with age, like it just becomes more and more relevant as we continue, because you just keep hearing about the history and like, oh, he could have been there, she could have been there, and then
that's cool.
They're there. Yep.
That's so sick.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come across this, like, so they're already on the Rocket Man. They've agreed to be comrades. They're coming up on the biggest wave ever. And this was like funny. And I mean, it was cool and epic, but you know, when you're reading it,
they're just fighting waves.
They're fighting the ocean. I mean, it's crazy. And they're like firing cannons at it.
That's funny.
And like weapons at it.
Yeah.
And then Luffy's like, I got it, dude. And that was actually really funny though. Like this, I mean, they're just punching waves, which is like the craziest thing. But what was cool about how they set it up is there's that moment with Zoro and Luffy when they get on top of the Rocket Man, and he's like, what's 100 plus 100 and blah blah blah, and he's like 216. He's like, that's too much. He's like, let's just call it 200 or 300 or whatever. He's like, all right, 300 sounds good. We'll round up, and it's just like there's that like moment of like badass dialogue that they're having. Yeah, they're cool as shit.
It's Luffy and Zoro, man, the duo.
Yeah, and then they just slice and punch their way through a wave.
Fucking tsunami wave.
Tsunami wave, which was insane.
Just to show you where they're at and where they're going to continue to go at.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even fucking waves can stop these people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not. I mean, I think it's more believable in a One Piece sort of way what Zoro did later. I think that's more believable than like them just like punching a hole through the wave. It's so funny.
It's hilarious.
But yeah, Usopp, Sanji, and Frankie, they're on top of the train now because Sanji, as he's like progressing through Jerry and through the other guys,
met up with Usopp. And
he freed them because Usopp got taken obviously too with Frankie and with Robin. And he frees them and then like takes them up to the roof and they're all kind of talking and he's telling them everything because he's found a transponder snail and has relayed everything to Nami, and Nami's relayed everything to him. So everybody's on the same page now. And he says what you said earlier about Robin, that she made this sacrifice for everybody, and she didn't even know anything about the argument. She left way before the argument. She had no idea that even happened.
Exactly.
So she made the sacrifice for you too, Usopp. And Usopp is still like, but I can't do it. Like I can't.
Usopp can't do it.
Usopp can't, but he knows somebody who can.
He does know somebody.
And Usopp gets up and he leaves, and we don't see Usopp again for the rest of the.
It's actually kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He probably jumped off.
I mean, he probably jumped into the ocean, but
when he comes back though, that'll be the craziest like moment in the series.
I mean, I'm ready for him to come back already, even though I really do like, and in Viz, he's called the Sniper King, but in the official
Soga King,
the Soga King.
Soga King.
He shows up and he's got a badass intro. And he's like got like a song that he sings, and it's not maybe the song that a lot of people
they go more in depth in the next arc or the next chapters,
But it's so funny. He's in the background, and it's like one of those things where it's like obviously it's Usopp, but everybody else is like,
even Frankie's like, or even it's either Frankie or Sanji said they're like, okay, let's just entertain his feelings right now. Like they're like,
that part was really funny.
Yeah, they're like, we know, okay. Anyway, let's get a plan going.
Yeah, we need to like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, he's like, but don't you guys want to know where the island is that I am from is?
Questions.
Yeah, and they're like, no, not really. And then he tells them anyway, but it's like in the background.
Yeah.
And I want to make that
insecure.
mask.
It's funny.
I want to make that mask for the next episode. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, you should.
What a cool mask.
What is it called again?
The Soga King?
Soga King.
Imagine the Sopa King.
Oh, Sopa.
Sopa? Oh, Sopa? Like Sopa? I was like Sopa. Okay.
I mean, that'd be pretty bomb. There's a Taco King. Or a King Taco, I guess.
King
I would
Taco
love to go with a Sopa King.
Honestly,
yeah, dude, hell yeah.
Unpopular opinion,
what?
Taco King is kind of ass.
King Taco, you mean?
King Taco's ass.
What about Taco Bell?
It's okay.
Okay, it's different caliber.
Taco Bell's authentic Mexican cuisine.
Like King Taco. It's crazy a King Taco is like the closest, but it still isn't like there.
I'll take an Alberto's over a King Taco.
Low key.
Yeah.
Low key, honestly.
I don't know.
I mean,
it
depends on the fucking facility.
Well, the one nearest to me, I just like every time I got there, I was like,
oh, the one nearest to you?
Yeah, the one freaking about.
Oh, then yeah, I don't know. I don't think
Mont
I like
Blanc.
That one. Oh, on Mountain?
On Mont
Blanc.
Mont Blanc? Okay, yeah.
But
right.
I'm gonna keep calling him Sniper King just because it's so embedded in my mind because
it's so disgusting.
It is disgusting, but this is disgusting.
This is sick.
Soga King.
Soga.
He's such a cool character. Even though, it's Usopp, but the mask is awesome and his introduction is awesome. And if Usopp needs that to get a little bit of courage,
let him do it. Let him be.
Yeah, especially what he does in the in just this arc alone as Soga King.
Because maybe we need sometimes, maybe, we don't have enough faith in ourselves. We need to adopt this persona or this alter ego.
Is this what this is today?
This is who I am. This is not an alter ego. This is who I am. This is I've always been. I've always been Frankie.
Oh.
Since the day I was born.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You were just waiting to meet him.
Yeah, when the doctor gave birth to me, he was like, that's a cyborg. That's a cyborg.
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 The doctor fucking holding cyborg.
Yeah. So after he's introduced and they decide like, okay, like we'll go on with this plan of yours or this like facade, this little thing that you're doing, Usopp, we'll play along. They come up with a plan. And that's what I really like about the way that they go about like handling the rest of the train cars is that they don't, because again, in One Piece, we have kind of seen that formulaic thing of like, okay, well, here's the, even on Skypiea, like here's the, again, the translation, they're called different things, but the priests. They're going through all of them and, they got to kind of go through this one and then go through that one and then go through that one. But, here the train cart sets that up again, but then I think it's Sanji and Usopp together, and maybe even Frankie too, say like, well, no, we can just like work smarter, not harder. So they kind of devise a way to like get rid of 2 train cars at once without having to fight anybody.
Yeah, they get like 2. I mean, it's Sanji and Frankie that are like the main, they're fighting more than even Usopp. Usopp just straight up goes directly to Robin, which is like sick.
He's capable of
exactly. Exactly.
Oh, yeah. That came back too.
Yeah. And he probably is like the best one to kind of rein it in because later on you just see what kind of happens.
Well, yeah, I mean, so they come up with a plan to get rid of 2 train cars, trap all the soldiers, and Captain, what is T-Bone? But now you know that T-Bone and the rest of the soldiers are going down, or at least have stopped, meaning that the Rocket Man is probably going to have to encounter them at some point.
Yeah, they got cut. They got exploded off. I was like, dang.
And then we get into like Wanzi.
Sanji
and Frankie's fight.
He's funny. When he like makes fun of Usopp, like he's like, Usopp's like, ramen kung fu? And he's like, ramen kung fu.
Oh, that
and
was
then Usopp was like, what the fuck?
He's like, whoa, hey, yo.
That was funny.
I was like, damn. I watched it back in the anime. I was like laughing so hard. Like,
dude,
that was so uncalled for.
Usopp changes his voice and when he's Soga King.
Yeah,
so
he does.
Funny.
He's like, he does?
Don't you want to know my name?
Yeah,
that's
like
no.
So. It's like a more regal, like a regal way of speaking.
He sounds like a superhero. He's like, huh.
It's funny.
Even in the manga though, that mocking scene was so funny,
so hilarious. Like he changed his face, like he's like,
But that character is the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he's got extruding eyeballs coming out of it. Like his eyes are like they're like cubes, and they're out.
They're out,
but they're also like cylindrical cube thing. I mean, it's disgusting. Man.
He's funny.
He's gross.
Gross.
He deserved everything he got, and maybe something even worse.
Oh, he deserved worse for sure.
Yeah.
He deserved to get kicked off the fucking train.
He was just annoying though.
He was so annoying.
Yeah.
He's sick.
Yeah, he was.
Get
really
him out of here.
He was sick in the head, dude.
And he was just making Sanji more and more mad.
I mean,
every step he did, he was like, okay, another check off my list.
Yeah, but also Sanji in that fight was doing something we've never seen before.
Never seen him do.
He's looked cool doing it too.
Dude,
with kitchen knives, those knives look
slicing and dicing.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It kind of made me really want Sanji to have like knives all the time.
Yeah, I know.
But he says that those are for food, for ingredients, they're not for humans.
He's just capable of that.
Yeah, he's like, you can only do kicks. You can't. Oh, and
he's like, technically, you're food, and I'm a cook. So I can slice and dice you all I want. And he has 2 kitchen knives. I mean, he might as well have had a 3rd one in his mouth.
Low key.
And gave a little moss head, a taste of his own medicine.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Mossy. Saucy, the sauce boss. That's Sanji, a.k.a. the sauce boss.
That was good. We got the sauce boss and the Sope King.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna open up their own whole restaurant chain. But it was a really cool fight, and I really did I hated that guy. I thought he was so annoying.
Yeah, he was a bit much.
And even the fight was like whatever, but it was only worth just seeing Sanji use knives and see that he was capable of that, and just that line of dialogue where he's like, you did 3 things, you insulted me as a cook, or you pretended to be a cook, or you're acting like a cook. You disrespected my crew, and another thing.
You wasted food.
Oh, you wasted food. Yeah. And just to see Sanji be a badass, it was worth it. But and because like the moment when he gets kicked in the face and it's like plastic surgery kick or whatever, it was funny. But I mean, I don't know if anybody's seen Zatch Bell, but I mean, this guy, he looks like a freaking Zatch Bell character,
right?
And he just felt so goofy and wacky, and I didn't hate it, but I just was like, can we be done with this guy?
They kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Through the cart.
That was cool.
To CP. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, and then Frankie encounters a CP9 newbie.
Nero,
the weasel.
The weasel.
He's a weasel?
Yeah.
Oh, he's like another cat person?
No, he's not like a real.
Well, no, he's not.
Well, but yeah, he's like he likes weasels, I guess.
Yeah, he's a weasel guy.
Yeah,
that was a cool fight. Yeah, and I liked how.
Paulie, Frankie, and his like centaur.
That was disgusting.
That was so crazy.
That was so gross. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, he's disturbing.
Yeah, dude.
And,
yeah,
it was crazy. I do like Frankie's like limitations though. Like
his back is like regular, so he was fucking. He's literally shot him in the back. These characters are strong, man.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's so funny, and that's such a funny way to give a character a weakness, though, right? Because he's like, I did all the modifications myself. No one knows how. Nobody else knows how to do this, so of course I can't reach my back.
I reach my back,
so my back is still like human.
Stupid.
It's so stupid, but it's so funny, and it's such a clever way to give a strong character a believable weakness in this world. I thought that was so cool. But the fucking centaur thing, man, I was like, this is gross and weird, and it was also hilarious because he's like, have you heard of a centaur? And then the front of him comes out and he's like, it's not even the right way. Like, what are you doing?
It's just off.
Yeah.
It's just off.
But then he uses it to like grab him with his
that
legs.
Was crazy. He was like Nero's like, he was like scared. And Frankie's like, I'm gonna cut. I was like, damn, chill.
Yeah, he looked cool.
Well, Frankie's like, the only way you've been able to survive is because you've been dodging my attacks.
Yeah, you cannot get one past me now.
But I was like, as long as I can hit you, you're not going to be able to bounce back from that. And he like punches him like through the train car.
He takes his skin off his like fist.
I know.
And he has like a iron hand, like a metal hand.
Yeah,
it's pretty dope. Like,
that was awesome.
But literally his skin, like, he can literally take it off anytime.
Like you realize his skin is gloves.
It's a glove.
Yeah,
it's actually a glove. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
It's not even.
Gross.
Now that I think about it,
bro, that in live action is going to be gross, but funny.
Funny as.
Yes,
exactly. Who the fuck is like Frankie?
I just hope it's not like
it's gonna be The Rock,
or John Cena. I hope it's like someone.
John Cena.
I hope it's just not. I hope they stick with the same thing of like it's actors that we haven't really seen before.
Honestly,
Dave Bautista.
Or I hope it's not Dave Bautista either.
Maybe like somebody with John Cena's like temperament could probably do Frankie.
Oh yeah, like John Cena in Peacemaker can definitely. He's funny and he could do it. But like,
and I don't want him.
I don't want him to do it because I don't know. I've never seen these other actors before. I don't want to have seen this.
I need them to like continuously like cast new people.
Yeah. Like you said, like fresh talent.
Or just fresh in general. From around the world. Yes, exactly.
They're all from around the world, not just from America.
Yeah.
If
UK or fucking
where would Frankie be from? If like Robin's like Russian.
They say he'd be American.
Yeah,
really?
American.
Okay, cool.
Because he has the cola thing.
That's true.
Yeah. And he has the greaser Ace Ventura.
And Ventura is technically an American character.
Yeah, I mean, and he is obviously like Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ace Ventura is American.
Yeah, just Jim Carrey is like
sure.
Canadian. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you forget.
But
Ace
Ventura,
a lot of sneaky Canadians.
Sneaky Canadians. Yeah.
You gotta be careful, dude.
Like
that's Mike, so funny. Like that's the only like
the guy who voices Shrek.
Oh, Mike Myers.
Yeah, Mike Myers is Canadian.
Yeah. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. His family was from Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you never know. You never know. And what's his name too? Keanu Reeves, Canadian.
Oh, he's like the most famous Canadian. Actor. Is there? I mean, probably not. But, well, I mean, like in term. But like, who else though? And like,
I mean,
pop culture.
So many.
Drake.
There's probably a lot.
Drake.
Oh yeah.
Justin
but
Bieber.
I mean, like,
Justin Bieber. Oh, actors.
Like leading Canadian men.
Yeah, probably him.
There's probably a couple more. He's top 3, bro.
Top 3 for sure.
Seth Rogen. Isn't Seth Rogen Canadian?
Yeah,
probably.
He is Canadian.
Yeah. Something seems.
And then one other, and then that's it. Canadian trilogy.
The trilogy's complete. The trifecta is complete.
Someone's gonna in the comments and be like, "Bro, I'm about to list all the Canadians right now."
Please.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Frankie fight and the Sanji fight end kind of like with both of them coming to a head and knocking down the doors to the front of the car where CP9 is at.
Where they're
Frankie
all at.
punched him like through the roof. And they fell at the same time that Sanji popped up.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, "Oh, you finished with that guy?" He's like, "Yeah, I just finished with him."
I was.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, dang.
And then like it cuts back to like the Straw Hats and everybody else, and you see the cars coming, and they've kind of set it up like, oh, okay, wow, okay, now these guys have to deal with fight. Captain T-Bone and the rest of the 50 soldiers or whatever. And so you're like, okay, I wonder what this fight's going to be like.
Yeah, and T-Bone's no slouch though. He caught a Sea King.
That's what I'm saying. So you think like, damn, this is going to be like a legit like fight, and in One Piece they ramp up to these things in this way all the time.
And even them being like, damn, like what if Frankie's on there? Like what if they're on that? So we need to like chill. Yeah. And then Luffy's like, okay, let me just go check. And he like stretches and he's like, they're not on here. He's like getting shot and shit. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. And then he goes back and they're like, let's just like, and then Luffy gets scary sometimes. When he has that like blank smile, when he says like terrible things, he's like, just cut it.
Yeah.
And Zoro's like, okay. And I was like, oh my God, there's people in there.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't give a
He just saw.
They don't give a damn.
Yeah, he was like, just cut it. This like a big ass smile on his face.
This whole like, they're like the idea of like pirates, like they are still pirates. Like,
they are.
Like they really don't care about civilians like that. Like if they're in the train, they're trying to get somewhere, they'll do what they can, but I'm not going to go out of my way to save anybody.
And it's funny too because everybody else it's in the way.
Yeah,
everybody else in the train was like, "Yeah, cut it, okay."
Yeah, everyone. Cool. That's the thing. Like you forget, like that One Piece is like everything's so like they don't take themselves too seriously. The artwork itself, but I mean, when you get down to it, like these people are doing like crazy shit. Like they're starting revolutions. Like they're like I guess my point was that like. They'll continuously do crazy shit while maintaining like the tone. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just like really interesting to see like you'll see like they don't give a fuck about people. They really don't.
I mean, they got to do what they got to do to protect.
They do
the people who they
you got to have like a connection with them first.
I gotta get a little backstory,
which isn't much. Like you can literally go up to Luffy, be like, "Be my friend," be like, "Yeah,
that's true." We saw that kind of in Skypiea. Yeah, that girl.
You can. But before that, you'd be like, "You gotta solve your shit on your own."
Yeah,
I don't know you.
Yeah, it is funny though too because like Zoro just does slice through the train.
Yeah, he sliced through the train
like butter.
It was a little too easy for Zoro.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
and even the other fool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was feeling like it was going to be this huge fight, especially because like Sanji sent him down, and like you're like, oh wow, now they're going to have to contend with this guy. Mm-hmm. And Zoro just like pretty easily, and it was cool and it was awesome, and that panel was sick just to see it like split open. And
it's done really well in the anime.
Really, I didn't watch it in the anime, but in the manga it looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see both halves of the car too, and everybody in there like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
And then they die. No, they probably don't.
They fall into the sea.
Yeah.
Well, they don't give a shit either way. Give a fuck.
I mean, really, who cares?
Yeah.
And
Luffy's like,
dude, even T-Bone like did not give Zoro really any trouble at all in the manga. I mean, it seemed like Zoro dealt with him pretty quickly.
No, it was like,
one shot,
yeah.
And even Zoro was kind of stressing too.
Well, yeah,
like,
because
this fool just cut the Sea King. Like,
yeah,
I've heard about this guy.
Yeah. But also, like, he can't be a problem for Zoro and Luffy if they still have to.
They have to deal with like 7+ people that seem like they're physically on a completely other level.
And Luffy's going after Lucci.
Yeah.
Like, the one with the pigeon.
Yeah, he's going to get there. He's going to get to the train. He's going to be like, Lucci, I'm home.
Lucci, you got some explaining
to do.
That was good. Wow.
But it is,
he can't even recover
it's
from
so
that.
silly. It is like true though, because like if they had a problem with T-Bone, then they were going to get their asses wiped. With everybody else. So yeah, they were able to kind of blow through them.
And
pretty
Zoro
easily.
gave T-Bone his respect though. He liked him.
Yeah, he
did.
He really did.
I forget what he says, but he something along the lines of respect you, your subordinates.
Yeah.
And then we get a really good moment between like Robin and
Usopp, or the Sopa King.
Sopa King, yeah.
The Sopa King.
The Sopa King. Sorry, I know you guys are gonna come after me if I keep making fun of the name, but I think it's funny.
It is funny, yeah.
Hey, you can literally just keep making fun of the fucking name. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
Like, you don't take it that
I'm
serious.
joking.
No.
Yeah, but the Sopa King.
Yes.
Sopa King. We're going to continuously.
Yeah.
He's great. And he has a heart-to-heart with Robin. And obviously, they're kind of like stubborn in different aspects. It's weird.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
because
sure.
Robin's like fucking traumatized.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's had childhood trauma. I mean, that trauma is embedded into her psyche. And it's not very easy for her to get past it. And Usopp has
I mean,
trauma
really,
too,
like,
but-
it's like, okay, after this, you have to literally fight the entirety of the whole world.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. Like,
Yeah, this is it. I'd say so. This is
yeah.
it.
And, you know, she, and we don't find out till later, but she tells Usopp the same thing. She's like, you know, even though Usopp knows everything, she says that, like, there's just no way. Because in her mind, they don't know what a buster call really is. They think that they can handle everything.
Yeah.
And they think that they're invincible, but there's no way in her mind, because she saw what it did to her entire like island, her village, her people. She saw what it did to everybody she ever knew and cared about. So there's no way in her mind that anybody can overcome that. And really what it is, I think it is, 10 warships and then like 4 admirals or something like that.
Oh yeah. They said it. Okay. They said it was like 10 warships and 5 vice admirals.
5 vice admirals.
Yeah. So they're a level below the admirals. And that's the highest rank you can go before admiral.
Which, I mean, that is,
and there's only like 3 admirals. So
yeah,
Yeah.
that is like, I mean, a death sentence.
Untouchable.
yeah, not a lot of people can take that. Handle it.
And he's given, the elders or whoever have given this guy, I always forget his name, the
Spandam
guy. They've given him the authority to use a buster call.
Mm-hmm.
Which why don't give him anything, especially that a finger. He has a finger on the button. I mean, he could destroy whoever he wants to.
It's literally that.
Yeah,
finger on the button.
But it is a nice moment because we see Usopp kind of really pleading in a lot of ways.
You can tell he's learned from his with the talk with Frankie and just like going throughout the train. He's like he realizes his priorities for sure.
And he also realizes, that in a lot of ways, like he's kind of like talking to himself.
Exactly.
And he's kind of saying like you said, like he's realizing it. And then there's that like beautiful like panel too and page.
Really dope panel.
And this is like have faith in Luffy.
Luffy.
Yeah, that's great, Mehgan.
Believe in Luffy.
You really got to start posting these. This is like crazy.
Yeah, you should probably post some of them now.
I'll post some of that. She kind of looks like Michael Jackson.
It's kind of the aesthetic.
No,
of
she kind of looks like Nico Robin.
The Notebook is cool though, of like all the drawings and sayings.
It really is. It's like Ned's declassified school survival guide.
Whoa.
That was too fast, Noah. That was so fast.
I just remember the theme. Someone said that Euphoria needs a Ned.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Declassify everything.
And he's Cookie, dude.
Yeah, and Cookie.
Cookie.
Fucking love Cookie.
Dude, Cookie's so cool.
He's a cyborg.
Bro, Cookie is a cyborg. Bro, he really is. Whoa. Hey, coconut head, dude. I love it, dude. Kokoro?
That was one of the
coconut head.
That was one of the funniest fucking characters in my life.
Literally insane.
Bro, Ned's Declassified was like
coconut.
Community for kids, kind of
Low key.
Before Community. Yeah,
low key. That's funny.
It was a great show. Wow. Anyway, heartfelt moment between Usopp and Robin, and that's when Bluno opens this like air door.
Yeah,
air
insane.
door.
Because Usopp's like, all right, Robin, you're really not making a lot of sense, and you're really not listening to anything I'm saying.
So I'm just gonna
grab you, and we're gonna sort this all out later.
She's like, yo,
and she's like, let me go, and he's
she's
like, yo, we'll
I can stop you immediately.
Well, it's that. This was after the have faith in Luffy line.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, that didn't work. This whole beautiful page panel spread didn't work. I'm just gonna grab you.
but it's definitely in her mind now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she does kind of react to it. She is kind of like, oh my God.
Like, shit.
I
did see this man take out gods.
Yeah.
I took out one of the warlords, took out a sky god himself, who says
she has seen him do a lot of crazy shit.
But the world government's the world government.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're fighting the entirety of the globe.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a ridiculous concept.
And I'm sure that they have things that we haven't even
I mean,
any idea.
they have Aokiji.
And if they have him and they have people even stronger than him,
we're done.
I mean, if Aokiji was here right now, it'd be up.
Yeah, for real. I mean, you really just need one person on that train.
If Aokiji was here, I'd go, ow.
Because you're frozen and you got frostbite.
Yeah, ow.
Ow. Who did it? Kiji.
My frozen self.
It's a cool moment, and I love how Usopp's just like, I'm just gonna take control of the situation and we'll deal with this later. But that guy opens up a freaking a door in space and time and like the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Anything he like leans against or touches can turn into a door. Already kind of a cool devil fruit power, unique, creative, awesome. But then you find out he can do it with like air and the atmosphere around him. It's like, okay, well, this guy's
seems
invincible.
like he's entering like
a different dimension.
Like literally a different dimension.
Yeah, he can teleport. I mean,
basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Anywhere.
The door. See, that's the thing. Like these powers, like you don't even realize what they can really do. That's why I like devil fruits a lot as a power system.
Yeah,
they're pretty extensive. They get more and more extensive.
Yeah, and also like his training with just the six powers or whatever. Like it's on top of that too. It's like he probably didn't even know he can do that.
Yeah,
and then he trained and was able to do it.
The next arc's crazy.
I can't wait for the next arc. It pretty much does leave, with Frankie kind of just like pushing down the wall of the train car to kind of stop them, and it just ends up because Robin goes back through the door.
They can't take out CP9 at all.
No.
They can't. And it goes, Robin willingly goes back. And she's like, hey, I'm not the one who tried to escape. Like, he grabbed me and he ran.
Yeah, she freaking chokes out Usopp, makes him fucking foam at the mouth. I was like,
really
snaps
him.
And he's like,
oh,
like,
yeah, he's really injured.
I was like, Jesus.
And Frankie, because of the wall falling to help them escape, gets recaptured. And so it really does end with
them on their way.
Yeah, Robin and Frankie and CP9 still on their way to Enies Lobby, and Usopp and the gang still catching up to them on the rocket ship or Rocket Man, and that's kind of where it ends. And what a cliffhanger to end an arc on.
It's so crazy that just like Water 7's done.
Like that's Water 7.
That's
no wonder it's so like people love it so much. I mean, I would almost say that like Water 7 and Enies Lobby like.
A singular arc.
Yeah, like it's
that's
like
what a lot of people
that's
say.
What it feels like.
That's what a lot of people say when they're talking about like favorite storylines. They call Water 7 Enies Lobby. It's those two together. Like they make the entirety of like the story arcs.
Yeah,
like a lot of the storylines end in Enies Lobby for sure.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Because I mean, it really, really left you wanting more. I mean, how can you not? Dude?
It's the second half is nothing but setup. For Enies Lobby.
Yeah, and I mean, and a lot of things that happen in the first beginning of the arc are still not resolved. Like Usopp still hasn't seen Luffy, and Robin is still captured. Frankie's still not a part of the Straw Hats. Like
his family's coming through.
Yeah, his family's coming. I mean, they really didn't resolve anything, and so you're kind of like
the long storyline.
But I love it. I love that it's long. It doesn't feel long. I love the way that it's paced.
Yeah, the last couple chapters are like this.
I mean, I blew through the second half for sure. Anytime I think you start an arc, it's always like, and it's just because you're getting introduced to a new place and a new modes of transportation or a new eco structure, whatever, economy, whatever. It is, sometimes it does feel like it's harder to start an arc, but finishing them is always just like, you can blow right. And it's not even hard to start them because even though it's maybe
you're
more
interested, but you're just like you're taking things in more.
Yeah, you have to pay more attention. I feel like
paying attention. Yeah.
So is Enies Lobby kind of like Alcatraz?
Oh, maybe yeah.
It's like it's not like a prison. It's just like the place where they keep like prisoners before and
the Arkham Asylum.
So kind of like that actually.
Oh
no, because it's more like an asylum because you store it and then they send people away when they're done trying them.
The what?
The Ark of Asylum.
Ark of Asylum.
Because it's like a boat, the Ark.
Enies Asylum.
Enies Asylum.
Oh.
Eni, are you okay?
Yeah, I was thinking that I was around there. Yeah.
I was wondering if anybody was going to do it.
No.
And nobody did, and I shouldn't have either.
No, you should have. You should have.
I regret it.
Yikes.
But yeah, dude, I can't wait, man. And
Me too.
I really do love this story. The deeper and deeper we go into it, and I want and you know what's so crazy too. I mean, we're obviously not going to talk too much about it here too, but when you go through it all, you do realize like I think reading it is just kind of in a lot of ways because of pacing, and we've mentioned this before, too superior to watching the anime in some aspects. I know the anime is great and does things great, but it really does start to feel like we are really kind of like getting through this story that at first seemed impossible to get through. For so many people, I think starting One Piece seems like such a, impossible feat. But then you really start to get through it and you're like, oh, we're kind of like, I know we have a long way to go still, but the time skip and Brooke and like all these things that I'm looking forward to.
The story progression is really, it's on 100 right now, especially this whole saga. This is the longest saga, and it's definitely the one with the most story progression. Yeah,
and I know we're not even halfway through, but I'm just saying, like, we're almost 400 chapters in, and I'm just as eager to read as I was.
400. I'd say that we're like a quarter, third.
Damn, crazy
in the entire story.
I mean, I'm a sucker for a time skip. Obviously, we talked about Naruto when they did it in Shippuden, so I'm kind of like
I like really One Piece's time skip more. Naruto.
Really? Yeah. I'm really like eager to get there.
Yeah, I'm eager too. I'm very eager.
It's in like chapter like 600 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, because it's meant to act as like a halfway point.
Damn, we still got a ways to go though.
Yeah,
we still got a ways to go, but it does just really feel. It's so much easier, like being 400 chapters in, like I don't feel fatigued by this world, by these characters, by this story at all. I'm just as eager and excited to continue as I was since the very beginning. And I think that's, just indicative of a good story. I mean, I felt the same way with Berserk. Like the deeper we got into it, the more I was like, no wonder this is one of the greatest stories ever told.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing. And do you have any predictions or final thoughts?
Yeah, for Eddie's Lobby.
Yeah, for Eddie's Lobby.
So for sure, Tom's not dead. Because I don't think they would kill a person that important just because if Cuddy Flam was dead,
right?
It's like who's gonna build this thing? Of course they need Nico Robin, but to your point, you're like, oh, they're gonna capture Frankie now because he can build it. Nico can, transcribe it or activate it. So perfect. And I mean, that's pretty much all I've got. I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure Nico, I always call her Nico. Robin will come back.
Yeah, it's a weird choice.
Sorry, I always say her last name first. But I'm sure we're going to see her backstory, hopefully, in this arc.
Oh, yeah, we still haven't seen her
I was expecting
backstory.
It wasn't in Water 7.
No, I'm like...
Yeah, it's got to pop up. It's got to pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's similar to what you said. I mean, Tom has to be alive. Frankie's going to encounter him. I think Tom is probably going to die.
Yeah.
If he's not dead already, which that would be crazy too. And obviously that punk ass, what's his name guy? I don't even want to bother remembering his name. Just like
Spandam.
Spandam. I don't even want to remember his name. And just like Frankie said, he was too exhausted to think of a comeback.
Terrible.
Yeah.
He's fucking terrible.
I'm too exhausted by his, him as a person to remember his name. He's going to die. And he's not going to maybe die, but
he's going to get his ass beat.
He's going to get whooped.
Again.
And Luffy's going to, or actually maybe Frankie is going to be the one to whoop him.
Or maybe Iceberg.
Well, Iceberg's back on fucking Water 7, dude. How's he going to get there?
He's back on Water 7?
Iceberg's not on the...
No, he's not on the train.
Oh, I thought he was on the train. No, he was like, bye.
Yeah, he was like, later.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't fight.
Fucked up.
I got shot 5 times.
That's true.
5 times.
Probably like 7 because he got shot earlier in the day, and then tonight I got shot.
Yeah, I got shot Water 7 times.
Like
I'm done.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. Anyway, I can't wait. Thank you, Nolan, for coming back. Can't wait to see you again in Annie's Lobby. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening, especially if you've made it this far.
Thank you, y'all.
Thank you for all the kind, comments and the excitement around the Done Piece art too. That was really cool.
Yeah.
To see. Let us know, what you think about this arc in comparison to Annie's Lobby. No spoilers, please, but just...
How dare you?
How dare you? Just, what this arc and the upcoming arc, really means to you, how it affected you, what you like about it, what you, I can't imagine there's much you don't like about it.
Yeah,
but
rank the arcs so far.
Yeah. That's
up until
Water
idea. 7,
Yeah. Before we go, we have to take a moment to thank our wonderful, our beautiful, our amazing Patreon members. Thank every single one of you guys for your support.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you so much. It means the world to us. I mean, I can't express to you how much, again, here's another perfect example, how much even, it helps getting like small things here and there to be able to do this thrown together Frankie cosplay for this episode, which is a lot of fun. And I hope that it added something, even if it was just entertainment to you watching or I guess not listening, but to you.
Right.
Just to know. Just to know.
Yeah.
He looks like Frankie right now.
Oh yeah, we forgot to say. Yeah.
Watch the video if you're listening. But yeah, and
audio.
Just supporting us and like being able to dedicate more time to this. I mean, you don't know how freeing that is, and how how much a part of that you as an individual really are. So thank you for your support, and it means so much to us. And if you would like to become a Patreon member and get early access to all of our episodes and access to our exclusive bonus Patreon podcast, Volume 1 Extra, then all you got to do is go to patreon.com/volume1pod,
right,
or click join on this video. Mehgan, Nolan, is there anything else they should know?
Yes. If you don't have any berries to spare, you can go to our comment section on any one of our videos and comment anything you want. You can comment algorithm gang and become gang affiliated with Volume 1 podcast.
Careful with that.
Be careful.
Or you can comment a period, a comma, or any of the following above. Thank you.
Wow. I mean, that was great. Nolan, I feel like you should give the people just some sort of like parting wisdom. It doesn't even have to be video or related.
This journey has been great. I've been really enjoying coming on the pod and talking about one of my favorite things ever in history. So thank you all for the support and the love for just having me on the set. And if I catch any of you in real life, be ready.
Yeah. The haters or the supporters?
Oh no, everybody.
Oh wow.
You can all get it.
Oh wow.
So, but
it, I think, in different ways.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Or maybe in the same way.
Well, that's not really up for me to decide. It depends on the person, and we'll see when you encounter me.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued, dude. I'm into it.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. That's gonna do it for another Done Piece video. The end of Water 7. The only thing left to do now
7.
is to get out of here on our outro that's always the same and never changes, which today is
Seventh Heaven.
Water see ya. I don't know. Seventh Heaven? You think that was better than what I said?
What is it? 7 minutes in the what is the
pause?
7
minutes in heaven?
7 minutes in heaven. 7
what a weird.
Annie's.
Annie's lobby.
Annie's bye-bye.
Annie's bye-bye. Annie's bye-bye.
You like that one? Water 7, more like go to heaven.
Oh, come on, go to the rocket.
Pow!
Oh, she scared me.
rocket train.
Rocket
Man. I like that.
We're going off the rails on a crazy train. On a rocket train.
Well, it's called the
Rocket Man?
Let's just say crazy train. Let's just do like going off the rails on a sea train.
On a sea train.
The sea train's actually called Puffing Tom.
Yeah, it is.
I know. Puffing
Actually,
Tom.
if you understand.
Yeah. Puffing Tom.
Puffing Tom.
Puff Tom.
Puff past Tom.
Puff Tom. Because it's like
Puff Tom.
Yeah.
Like
Puff.
Guys
puff
are
pass.
fucking comedic geniuses.
Like,
I mean, I don't know. If this is comedic genius.
Yeah, this is next level.
Going off
so
the
we'll go
rails
Puff.
of
Just
the
do Puff Tom. We're taking too long.
We did that one last time, I think.
Puff Tom?
Yeah, we did.
I think you did.
We did. We definitely did.
I
And I
remember
came
that.
up with it. Yeah.
Right.
We'll have to.
Wow.
I'll have to review the tape. I'll have to review the tape.
Okay.
I'll have to review
What
the
is it
tape.
called? Rocket Man. So it's
We're
going off the rails.
We're going off the rails of a
crazy rocket man.
We're going off the rails of a crazy train.
Fine. Okay, let's go.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
And until next time, we're going off the rails
of
a rocket man. It's a crazy train.
Wow,
I know.
Pushed so hard.
I know.
And then you did it.
She got in my head and I liked it. I liked it so much.
Where's the Silver King now? I'm actually really hungry.
I'm actually